What's up, Navigating Academia family? I hope you guys are having a wonderful end of the year. I cannot believe it is the end of 2020, and at the same time, thank God, because that kind of sucked. And I'm sure that you'll concur with me on that. And if you're watching this video years down the line and you don't really remember what happened because the glorious powers of repression have overtaken you, this year was super rough on absolutely all of it. I think that one big thing that happened in 2020, though, was almost the rise of these internet communities almost. We've always had them, but I think in 2020, it really became an even larger thing. And definitely, you guys, for me, have become part of my family and part of my family's family. So the fact that you guys have stuck this year out with me, whether this is the second video that you're ever watching on the channel or whether you guys have been with me since last year when I still remember, guys, when we hit 100 subscribers, because I think it's something where you need like 100 or 500 subscribers to get like an official URL for the channel. And I was like over the moon. I was like, 100 subscribers, like 100 people? What? This is crazy. And then this year, stuff really kind of took off, and I figured that I'd give you kind of a little end of the year, end of 2020 recap in terms of what happened this year for the channel, for me. It was a year that was so blessed in terms of being able to work one-on-one with so many of you as well. As always, you can contact me. Website is www.jay, Phoenix, like the city or the bird, Singh, SINGH.com. And this way we can set up one-on-one consultation sessions. The number of dozens and dozens and dozens of you guys who got in touch, who booked sessions, so many of you I helped get into graduate school this year, PsyD programs, top clinical PhD programs, master's programs, LCSW programs, oceanography programs, you name it. It has been a phenomenal year in terms of being able to help you guys. I have had people who are junior professors, kind of just getting started. I've had people who are applying for postdocs, want help with their application materials to be able to do that, how to be able to get clinical experience and research experience. You guys have come to me with every conceivable issue, and working together, we've been able to hit so many of your goals. And that's exactly why I started this channel. I started this channel ironically because I had all this YouTube gear that was sitting in my basement, and it's because there was somebody that I was dating and her dream was to do the YouTube stuff. And so I'm a really supportive partner. So I was just like, hey, if that's her dream, then I want to support her in doing that. So I bought all this stuff and then I learned to use it, right? And then all of a sudden, relationship didn't work out, ended the relationship, and all of a sudden I got all this YouTube gear in the basement. And I was getting get out of academia for good. That was my entire game plan. And what ended up happening for me was that I said, this is such a shame because for like 10, 15 years, I have struggled in the field learning these really high level skills when it comes to publication and quite literally how to navigate the field. And how to be able to figure out how to be able to do a lot of things in a systematic way that there was really no systems for before. And I said, this is so unfortunate. It's such a bummer that, all this knowledge that I've got, you guys know how it is. If you go into a different career field, if you do something else, you're going to forget all of it. And it's a blessing, but it's also something where it's like, geez, you can't leave a trail of breadcrumbs behind you. And that's what I did. I literally came up with this like laundry list of different topics, and I sat in the basement and I, hit the go button, hit the record button, and with the huge help of my professional editor, Luke, who I love him to death. He's a brother to me. We've known each other since we went to church together, literally 15 years ago. It was one of these things where we were able to develop all these amazing videos for you and all this terrific content. And everything has just absolutely exploded. And we went from under 10,000 views last year to over 200,000 views this year. We went from having I think it was like 100, maybe 200 subscribers last year to having like literally as of yesterday, 4,600 subscribers today. My goal is to get us to 10,000 subscribers next year. That's what I really want to do. One of the craziest things that happened to me this year was, I was literally sitting outside of this church that I go to. I was going to meet with one of the pastors, his Pastor Rick. I love Rick. And what happened was that I was out in the parking lot and somebody asked a question in my comment sections on one of the videos. And I would type answers to things and all to be able to respond to you guys, but I never made any videos in terms of video responses. And I literally, I put the camera on my steering wheel and I hit the record button and I'm just like okay, I'm going to answer this question. Here's the question, and here's the answer that I would give. And the crazy thing is, I thought nobody's going to watch this because I've been doing all these really highly produced videos, dressed up really, really nicely. And you know how it is or whatever. When you're doing this kind of stuff on YouTube, sometimes or whatever, you're a little bit of a character. And I'm a high energy guy, there's no doubt. But I was really going over the top in terms of the energy levels and kind of the what's up, blah, 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 sort of a thing. If you watch the old videos, you know what I'm talking about. I was exhausted that day, I remember. And I was just, totally and completely myself. And I'm a very no bullshit guy, right? And this is like, somebody said they're going to make me a shirt or whatever that just says bullshit, because this is like my word, apparently on this channel now. But that's my thing. And this is the reason why so many of you watch this channel, is that I don't bullshit you for a second. I tell you exactly how it is. And I tell you how to be able to fix some really severe and serious problems that we have if this is the career path you want to go down. And so it's something where that's a real blessing to me, because I've found myself through the course of the year becoming much, much more comfortable in terms of making these videos for you, in terms of connecting with you, and in terms of being able to, as rapidly as I possibly can, get you answers to your burning questions. It's worked really well to be able to use this strategy of saying, if it's a high sensitivity question that would be of interest to all of the subscribers, then I will make you a video response. But if it's something that's really high specificity to you, or you want me to look at your materials and all, then I request that you book a session. The only glitch that we've had is, of course, in the old videos from year one, or at least from the first 6 months of year one, I was doing these free consult sessions, and that was great. I had such a great time. But then all of a sudden, like no joke, I would be bombarded every week by dozens and dozens and dozens of requests for these free consults, and it got to the point where I just can't do it anymore, understandably, right? And so then it became the point where I'm just like, okay, we just got to do it where we're just going to book everything kind of up front and do paid sessions and these sorts of things. And I always tell people that my goal is for you to fire me, right? My goal is for you to no longer kind of need me. That's very, very important to me. I don't make this channel because I need money. I'm very, very lucky in that regard because of the sale of my last company. I make these videos, I do this for you, specifically for you. And if you're watching this video or any of the videos on this channel, just know that this is a one-on-one relationship that you and I have when it comes to getting through this thing. Because this is a really difficult thing to do in terms of a career field. Going through grad school, let alone getting into grad school, is a beast. But once you're in, this is kind of, like pit of hell situation that nobody wants to talk about. And then all of a sudden you get out of it. And when you get out of it and you start the career, you're at the bottom of the totem pole. You just did all that. And you're at the bottom of the totem pole. What the F do you do, right? How on earth do you actually rise up in this thing? It's really, really important to be able to have support. You guys know me, you guys know my story. I really did not have that support. Now I understand why, upon a tremendous amount of prayer, is that basically me having to figure out all this stuff for myself is the only reason I can make this stuff for you. Literally, it's the only reason. And all of the money, and I'm not kidding when I say all of the money, 100% of it is what I mean, of all earnings that I've gotten, not only from the YouTube channel, which is not tremendous, right? But this isn't a massive YouTube channel. This is supposed to be a community, right? Like a little community of us. But it is also something where the money that's come through consultation, all of it has come to developing new resources for you guys. And the new big resource, which is coming out literally this week, right within the next 7 calendar days, is Publication Academy. You can go to www.publicationacademy.com to be able to check it out within the next 7 days. And publicationacademy.com is the largest online platform ever created in the history of modern academia since the 1700s until now. It is the most comprehensive training program of all time when it comes to things like how to be able to publish journals in how to be able to publish peer-reviewed articles in high-impact journals, how to be able to write winning grant proposals, how to be able to find grants, write grant proposals successfully, and then be able to manage them if you're lucky enough to be able to get funded, how to be able to, build conference posters, good ones, not BS ones. Everything here, right, of all 52 modules of this thing, which covers, no joke, over 150 hours of content, all filmed this year, right? Almost killed me. Seriously, this year has not been like any other year. The grind has been crazy. I worked for 346 consecutive days without taking one day off. Even last year, like for the holiday, I was grinding. I was working the entire time. If you want this, if you want to go after something and build something really big, there's huge sacrifices that's going to take, right? And I'm there to be able to support you every step of the way in terms of making those sacrifices because I've been there, I've done it, I get it, right? And I actually care about you. Like I genuinely do. And I hope that if you watch this channel and if you ask me questions and these things, that you get a sense of that. And I like to think that anybody who does one-on-one sessions with me can really attest that that is really true, that I really, really care about you and your future. So if you've had any sessions with me or whatever, please do feel free to talk about your experience down in the comment section below. As always, if you guys have any questions, please do feel free to ask me. It'd be a pleasure to be able to help you out. 2020 has been a grind. It's been a grind. It's been a slog. We have lost so many good people. I've lost people in my extended family. It's terrible. It is what it is. So hopefully for, one of like the last times here in terms of years and all, wear your mask, get the vaccine after you do your research on it, get your vaccine so that you feel comfortable with it, right? And let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep grinding. We're going to do this thing together, okay? Here's to a great 2021. Make sure, see, it always keeps sliding off. I have a huge nose apparently. But make sure that you share the videos, share them on social media, share them with your friends, with your colleagues, with your students, and just treat other people well. Kindness is free. Kindness doesn't cost a dime. And it's amazing how few people in this crazy world that we've got get so wrapped up with the concept of the personal fable that their life is tremendously special in these things, right? Remember what I always tell you guys, one of the biggest gifts that you can give yourself, one of the biggest gifts that I gave myself is permission not to be the next big thing. Now, ironically, sometimes that leads to you being the next big thing, but doesn't really matter because if you're not treating people well, if you're not being kind, if you're not helping and giving back to your community, there's really no point, guys. No amount of money, I can tell you, right? No amount of money is going to make you happy. It's what you do with it. It's are you helping people every day when you wake up? Are you a pleasure? Are you a pleasure to be around? Are you a pleasure to talk to, right? These are the kinds of things that make life worth living. So let's work together. Let's make 2021 a year that's worth living. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys then. Thank you so much and God bless you. Happy New Year.